Not paying attention to the road, operating electronic devices, and drinking while driving can lead to serious injuries. If you've been the victim of a bad driver, a trial lawyer may be able to help you recover money to pay your medical bills, reimburse you for lost wages, and compensate you for the pain caused by your injuries. If you, your friends, or family have been injured in a car wreck, contact me, Attorney Dennis Spurling, toll free, 866-529-2444. I'm here to help.
So like I said, I got the U.S. black population age pyramid. So this actually breaks down the age group of black people in our community from birth to age 90 and plus. As you guys know, the only numbers that we're concerned about in regards to the statistics are from ages 15 to 49. So what I did here was highlight age 15 to 49. And these are the percentages of black men in that category, right? Let me open that up. These are the percentages in regards to the black men in that category. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the percentage calculator to actually check my math, right? So here, let me open this up so you guys can see it even further. So black men aged 15 to 19 account for 3.9% of the 19.91 million black male population, and that's from 2020. Right here, this is what I put the number at, right? So I want you guys to see that. So that's 776,490, right? So let's put that percentage in. So 3.9% from 15 to 19. Let's see what that comes out to. Calculate. That comes out, oh my goodness, 776,490. That is the total amount of black men in that age category, 15 to 19. So black men aged 20 to 24 and 25 to 29, I had to put those together. They account for 7.9% of the 19 million black male population. Let's put that number in. 7.9. Very simple. What does that come out to? Same number. Let's continue. So, black men aged 30 to 34 and 35 to 39, they account for 6.6% of the black male population. 6.6. There you have it. Same number. Let's go to black men ages 40 to 44 and 45 to 49. They account for 5.5% of the black male population. Here we go. Put that number in. Same number. So let's go here. So now that we got the numbers correct, I'm going to read some of this off. So this is the numbers that I'm going off of. This is the same data that everybody uses in these spaces. I've seen certain panels. They've used these same statistics. Actually, they used one from 2011.
The only stat I was able to find was Pew. And with the Pew, which I would drop in the bag, that was the only, and I mean, I search high and low because that's what me and Mistaken do. And that was the only one. And obviously that was in 2011.
This is actually from 2014. But again, like I said, there has been a decrease in childbirth. So I'm telling you right now, if you're going to try and use, we need more accurate data. It will not work in black women's favor because there are less children being born every year. So these are the numbers in all the statistics that I use: 3.1, 24.9, 62.5, and 80.5% for all those age groups, different age groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the top. I broke this down and put it on my community tab just for this reason. So if you look here, Black men ages 15 to 19 account for 3.9% of the population. And then you have the same number that I quoted. And then if you go down here, 3.1% of black men aged 15 to 19 are fathers. And that's from the chart that I just showed you. So 3.1% of 776,490 is 24,071 men within that age range are fathers. We got that number. Let's go down to 2024. So let's start here. 7.9% of that, the 20 to 24 account for the black male population. Let's go down here so I can move this on a little bit. 24.9% of black men aged 20 to 29 are fathers. 24.9% of 1.5 million comes out to 391,000 plus black men are fathers in that group. 20 to 29. Black men aged 30 to 34, they account for 3.5% of the black male population. 35 to 39 accounts for 3.1%. So if you add that up, that's 6.6%. So you go here from 30 to 39, 62.5% of black men aged 30 to 39 are fathers. 62.5% of 1.3 million is 821,000 plus black men are fathers within that group. So black men aged 40 to 44, 2.9% of the population, black male population. 45 to 49, age 49 is 2.6%. They account for 5.5% of the black male population. 80.5% of black men in that age group from 40 to 49 are fathers. That accounts for 888,000 plus black men are fathers in that category. So now that we have that spelled out, very simple, let's go here. So basically what you do from here is you just simply add those numbers up. So if you see here, I have the 15 to 19 numbers of black men, right? And then it all goes all the way to the 40 to 49 black men. So within that age group, or within all of those age groups from 15 to 49, 4.7 million plus black men within those age groups. Now, here's where the truth comes out. I have the numbers right here. These are all the numbers of the men in those age groups that have children. You guys just saw me break that down. Very simple. So you plus that, you go all the way down. 24,000, 391,000, 821,000 plus, 881,000 plus black men in those age groups. So here you go. From 15 to 49, 2.1 million plus black men have children. So what percent is, so 2.1 million plus percent is what percent of 4.7 million plus black men? That comes out to 44.52% of black men within those age groups have children. So what does that mean? 55.48% of black men do not, I repeat, do not have children. So when you see people trying to paint all black men as being deadbeats in regards to the numbers and all that type of stuff, it's not true, because the majority of black men do not have children.
Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody who is here. Thank you guys so much. I want to give a big acknowledgement to all of my guys in the wrench mob. Let's keep that chat room nice and friendly. The other thing, big shout out to the guy in black. He says for the scholarship of the Blizzard Princess. Thank you so much, bro. And then also Barry Little for tonight's cookout. Thank you so much. I want to get straight to it. I had something else planned for tonight, but I got this I got an email from a brother who follows the broadcast and appreciates what we do here. And I'm gonna read the email first. This is what I received from the brother, and I just want to say this is not something that's a one-off. The brother wrote this email to me. He says, "Peace and blessings to you. You suggested that I email you based on the comment I made on your video last week. My sister has poisoned my black men. My sister has been poisoned by this black men hating, divesting manosphere content." But basically what he's talking about is a lot of the stuff that we hear on the internet, all the hate that comes from a lot of the black American women on these YouTube platform. So that's what he's talking about when he refers it to the manosphere. It's extremely concerning to me because she's raising 5 of my nephews. So this young woman, I'm assuming a young woman, is in charge of the minds of 5 young men. She also has 2 daughters and is grooming them to spew the same rhetoric. I'm the youngest of 8. My mother raised us with reverence for black men. That's a beautiful thing. Like I tell you guys all the time, Big Mama's dead. Those women that raised us, those women that raised the women that raised us, dead, and they are not the women that we're dealing with right now. The black American woman is far from what she should be and what she came from. And so this is why it's important for pages like mine to speak the truth, unapologetically speaking the truth, supporting it with facts like we did. Big shout out to the medium man who came on first and helped dispel that myth that 55, by explaining with the numbers that 55.48% of black men don't even have kids. And if you couple that with the fact that 33% of black men are married, what that tells you is anywhere from 10 to 12% of black men are impregnating this 69% of women, black American women, who are getting pregnant, plus the fact that you got 1.1 million children that black women are having that are being sired by men of other races. So these are the truths. These lies that have been put on the backs of black men for decades need to be dispelled with truth. You see? But let's continue reading. She says, my mother raised us with reverence for black men. She was raised in the Jim Crow South and was empathetic to the struggles of black men in her life. She passed away in 2007. May she rest in peace. Shout out to St. Germain. I was sickened to hear my sister repeating talking points from Cynthia G and others in this space. I am open to giving my perspective, but it's always better from the horse's mouth. She is extremely open about discussing the gender divide in the black community. If you like her, myself, or both of us to join the conversation, just send the details, and I can ensure the conversation will be informative, enlightening, and entertaining. Well, the first thing I want to do is just give a shout out to both of these folks, and I want to give a shout out to Brother Nature. Thank you so much, sir. I can hear your YouTube in the background. If you can kind of elaborate further on your email, I'd appreciate that, because some people find this unbelievable. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't think that what's going on YouTube is really affecting people in real lives. But go ahead, please tell us, explain further about your sister and the children that she's raising.
Like it surprised me. It surprised me. I think I noticed it about a couple of years ago. She had posted something. The young brother that got killed, he had a white mother and a black father. I can't remember the specific details, but the brother got killed, and she basically praised his death because the dude had a baby by a white woman. And I'm like, and I had to call her. I'm like, and I had gone down a rabbit hole, listened to a lot of Kevin Samuels content and other things like that. So right. I'm like, I had to hear her perspective on it. We sat on the phone and talked, and what I heard was basically everything that Cynthia G said. And
Now, were you and your sister raised together? Were you raised together? I mean, is this your sister? Like y'all raised together, or just like
yeah,
your sister maybe raised in
so
separate houses?
so I come from a 2-parent household. My
Okay.
mother and father met in 1967. They married in 1968. They had 8 children. My mother has never been with a man except my father. You know, that's the type of situation I come from. Traditional family, like we were raised Christian. We were in church. If we weren't at home, we were at church. So,
Why do you think? So it sounds to me like your mother and your father were together. You had a father in the home. I mean, and I want to hear from your sister too when she comes in. But like, why would this woman have any animosity towards black men? And she saw what it seems to be a great example of a black father sticking with his family, having 8 children. I mean, what do you think this came from?
and I've asked the same thing, and she basically tells me, "Oh, I'm not talking about you. When I talk about black men, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about my daddy. I'm not talking about my brother, not my uncles. I'm talking about all these other niggas."
Well, does she understand when she talks about the rest of us? She's talking about me. She's talking about my sons. She's talking about Barack Obama. She's talking about Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes. And then the other thing is white people listening to that. People of other races are listening to that, and they use that information to further, demonize us as black men and characterize us as thugs and criminals. I mean, does she understand that? Have you talked to her about that at all?
Yeah. So we were all born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. So
okay, yeah.
So like I'm talking about the bottoms.
Yeah, man.
Like we weren't affluent by any means. Like we were broke, dirt poor, but we stuck it out. But I think the environment that we lived in played a part, because my sister she'll tell you right now, like she liked thugs. And I saw good men come to court my sisters and get thrown by the wayside to get with the dude who beats on them, to get with the dude who's selling drugs or doing. And again, I've seen this time and time again because I have 6 sisters. And you might be surprised to hear that my sister, she's married, and she's been married. Yes, she's married and has been married to the same man for 20 years.
Is she married to a black man?
She's married to a black man. Yes. Been with the same man for 20 years, probably more. Yeah, definitely more. 20 plus years.
I don't even believe you, bro. I don't believe you. I'm gonna have to bring your sister in. This is,
I told you.
Let's take a quick commercial break. Y'all check this. This is who you describing does not exist, sir. But I want y'all to check this video out because this is real. Okay, I want you to check out some of the lies that we have to deal with as black men. Number one, not even lies, but check this out.
Got good news.
Yes.
Every 18 minutes, a black guy is now killed by the police.
That's what's up. I think we can get it down to 15. Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
What you just heard right there was some Cynthia G followers who basically are applauding at the fact that a black man is killed by the police every 5.5 minutes. See, a lot of people don't believe that this is the mindset that exists out here. But not only your sister, and I still don't believe, I'm gonna have to hear her myself because I don't believe you, that a woman who had a father who stayed with the same woman till he died and who is also married to a black man and is raising how many children? How many boys?
7 children.
I don't believe
7
none of that.
children.
But let's check this out too. Here's another one from the pits of hell. I want you to check.
At least one. So here we have a soldier on the front line in the war to eradicate black men right here. Done it before and we'll do it again. She ain't playing. She ain't playing. Here we go.
All right, and so what that is there's an online movement amongst black women on YouTube to specifically target and abort black baby boys. And that's something that I find alarming. That is selective genocide. Many of us here have noticed that. But nevertheless, man, if there's something you could say to your sister, what would you say to her right now?
Well, we talk often about these subjects because
You
we're
do?
both passionate
Okay.
about it.
Well, I want to hear some of that passion. So let's go ahead and get her in here. Let's welcome
yeah.
Mrs. I'm married to a black man Johnson, and I had a good daddy Johnson. Ma'am, how are you this evening? Let me unmute you. I want to hear what you got to say. Come on, unmute yourself. Come on.
Unmute, Chandra.
Well, what part of LA are y'all? What part of LA are y'all from? Like, what high schools do y'all go to?
I went to. Well, I went to a few of them. I went to Fremont. I went to Dorsey. Where did I graduated in Maxine Waters, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I graduated from Manual Arts, so I'm very familiar with it. I went to Bud Long Elementary, John Muir Elementary. You got a little background noise, but yeah.
Turn your audio down.
I do. Okay.
Yeah, delete that in the background. So so here's the thing. Your brother sent me this email.
Can you mute that? Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh no, take your time.
Hold up, I'm muting our background. Okay, now go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I want to first thank you for being here. I still hear somebody. Is that you, Brother Nature? Hold on. Is that you? No, that's Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson, I think you got a YouTube app open.
She needs to mute her mic. She needs to turn her volume down as much as possible.
Okay, but then I'm not gonna be. Should I put headphones on in? Because I'm not gonna be able to hear you.
No, you just gotta wait. Let me see testing. Yep.
Is that better?
Right, I think that might work. All right, so let's talk here. So you raising 5 nephews. How did that happen?
Well, I've actually been with my husband 24 years, and we have 7 children together. 5 of them are boys, and I have 2 girls.
Yeah.
And like he said, I'm raised in a 2-parent household. You know, I love my daddy, and I won't bring up stuff that he did, but you know, don't try to act like it was just all peaches and cream. You know, my mama told me some stuff. He was a typical black guy. You know, but he loved us though. He was like, he raised us, and you know, like he was there. I'm not saying nothing bad about him in that sense. I'm just saying, like, as far as how he treated his woman, you know, things that he did.
So let's start there. Your father and your mother had a grown-up relationship, and your mother would talk to you about your father and her business.
No, not as a child. Not as a child. I didn't realize that she didn't tell me things till we got older, and we, you know, till I was grown. And I honestly, like, I used to see my mom be mean to my dad, and we used to be like, why is mama so mean to daddy? You know what I'm saying? We used to wonder, like, why, because she wouldn't tell us why she was mad or why she was doing certain things, you know. And then we got older, and then one day she was like, you want to know why I would do these things? And when she told me the things that was being done to her, whew, she a better woman than me. That's all I can say. But anyway.
So again, that's still your mother, and she's involving you in her business with your daddy. And my question is, did your daddy ever tell you the things that your mother did to him?
I guess when all this stuff came up and we talked about stuff, yeah, but he never really said she did anything to him. I mean, you know, I mean, she was a Christian, and she really, really, you know, was a virtuous woman. Like, my daddy was the only man she was with, you know. She didn't drink, she didn't smoke. We went to church you know, so.
Praise God. We love the Lord here. But what I'm saying is, it seems to me that you never actually heard your father's side of the story because he ain't tell it.
Well, he did. Me and him talked about it, and he said he was wrong, you know, and he said he regrets some of the things he's done, you know, but he can't, you know, go back in time and, you know,
Well,
take
what
it
I'm
back,
saying
but I
is
know
he
he I
never,
know he loved my mama though. I know he loved her.
and that's very big of him to apologize for the things that he done, but he never actually told you if your mother actually was doing things to him. Maybe, you know, it's things that you may not know, and that's why it's always best to stay out of your parents' business, because you don't know what goes on when that door closed. You see what I mean?
I mean, I'm not even in a business like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, I know my dad loved my mom, and I forgive him for what he did. You know, hey, he was, you know, whatever. You
I
know,
know, but
that's
see,
how the culture is anyway. Men can
here's
get
the
away
thing.
with murder, you know.
Right.
It wasn't until I was 40 years old that I found out, because I always wondered why I never got whoopings from dad. I'm like, I never got a whooping from my dad. I found out when I was like 40 years old that my father wasn't even allowed to whoop me.
So your mother told your daddy not to whoop you kids. Is that basically what happened?
I don't remember that.
Now hold on, Sister Johnson. Let your mother finish.
My eldest sister imparted this information.
So your daddy was basically, your mother basically called the shots in the house. Okay, so Mrs. Johnson, do you see how in that regard your mom emasculated your father and that he couldn't even discipline his own children in his home?
I mean, but as a man, I mean, he allowed it, so
okay, so what was he supposed to do?
Isn't he supposed to be the leader? Like, he the one that should have stopped that. So if he allowed it, that's on him.
And how would you propose that your father stop your mother from doing that? From emasculating him in his house? What would be his options?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly how, but
yeah, that's what how would you stop?
I don't remember them having, I mean, I wasn't in a business like that, but I don't remember them having conversations about like he would never step in and be like, hey, you know, I have some say so in this too. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen him do that. So he could at least tried. Maybe, you know, she would have listened. I don't know. I mean,
okay, but see, I'm gonna ask you, how would he go about enforcing that?
Like speaking up.
Okay, and then what? What if she don't listen?
What do you mean, and then what?
What if she said, no, sit yourself down and be quiet like the rest of these children that I'm in charge of? What is he supposed to do then? There's not a whole lot of options as he have. What was he supposed to do?
Put his foot down. Shoot, I don't know.
and then he put his foot down where? On her neck or her back, and then she called the police and y'all don't have a daddy. I mean, let's be honest with each other. There's nothing really the man could do. Your mother apparently was emasculating your daddy in the house in front of the children. He can't.
He like that Sonata though.
Say again, brother.
It's not dirty as hell, but
oh, that's some background noise. Y'all got somebody over there.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, Russell.
Yeah. So your dad was in a situation where he was being emasculated at his house. And as a result of that, he probably sought outlets in other places. And if he is from where my people are from, he was probably over there at the Proud Bird. He was probably over there on the east side. He was probably gambling at the gambling houses and whatnot. Might have had a few side chicks. I don't know. I ain't getting in y'all business. But this is the way men who are frustrated at home alleviate that stress. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying if you don't give a man respect in his home, he's not gonna want to be there. Now I'm just pointing this out to you, okay? But that's off the subject of what we're dealing with. Your YouTube is really loud. Can you turn it down some for me, Miss Johnson?
Please, I turned it. Okay. Yeah, I turned it down a whole bunch. Let me see.
Turn it down to where you can just barely hear.
Yeah, go to that app.
Okay, I got it where I can barely hear you.
Just turn it off. Yeah, go to that YouTube.
Is that better?
Turn it off. That's much better. Okay, so let's move forward. You've been married for how long now?
Me, I've been married for 24. Well, actually, we've been married for 18, but we've been together for 24.
So you will, and he's a black man that you married to.
Yes.
You love your husband?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll accept that. You married to a black man, you love him, and he done gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many kids? 8 kids. Clearly, it's a lot of love. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 kids. It's a lot of love in there, or a lot of making up one. And so my question then is, your brother tells me that you are listening to people like the YouTuber Cynthia G. When did you start listening to her?
Dang it, I could barely hear you. You said, okay.
Yeah.
No, I can't. He said his background noise when I turn it up.
No, that's fine. Okay. When did you start listening to people like some of this online rhetoric from people like Cynthia G?
Okay. Okay, I've always like felt this way, but in the black community, a lot of black women are male identified. So I never had anyone that agreed with me. Like,
no, when and you then my say daughter male identified, what is that term? I don't know that term.
A lot of black women are mammies, and they're male identified. They coddle their sons. They coddle black men, period. That's why you have them songs of don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man. No, you need to hold him accountable. That's how I feel. But a lot of black women, especially older black women, don't do that. They were mammies and they coddle black men, including their sons.
Okay. So
anyway, so my daughter is the one who told me about Cynthia G. And when I heard her, I was like, oh my goodness, finally someone is saying what I've been thinking for years.
Now, how old is your daughter?
She is 23 now.
And when did she tell you about this?
A couple of years ago.
Okay. Now, you said that you've always felt that black men are coddled. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are.
Explain to me what you mean by
the whole
coddled.
black community. By the whole black community. Like, for instance, everything is blamed on single mothers when single mothers are in the home with their kids. Why isn't it blamed on absentee fathers? Like, it's like they blame the ones who stayed, not the ones who abandoned. You know, I don't understand. It's a lot of things and how
well, okay, and I hear you. So let's look at some things. You're a married woman. 33% of black women, 33% of black men and women are married. Okay. So we agree that it's not that 33% of married men who are absent fathers, right?
Just because you're married does not mean you're not a single parent. You could be a married single mother.
Okay, so you're saying even though the man lives in the house with his wife, he's still an absent father?
Yep.
All right, well, there's a statistic. There's the CDC report that came out in 2015 that says that black men are the most involved fathers of every other ethnic group.
I don't agree.
Well, that's what the government research says. Do you disagree with the CDC?
I mean, I could look at it and see that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Most of my children, most of my sisters who have children, none of the fathers were involved. None.
Okay, so here's the thing though. Even though you may be seeing that in your experience in your area,
and with black women, I know too. My experience, my whole life experience of seeing black women. Okay, why is it so many?
Here's the thing, Ms. Johnson. If we were trying to examine the facts, you don't have anything to support. You don't have anything that should refute what I'm saying, other than your own experience.
I just have to get to it. Will you get?
No. I'm fine. But see, the thing is,
okay.
If 33% of men who are married are still absentee fathers, and they're still the most involved group of men in America, that means that Hispanics and the whites are doing terrible, because we're the best fathers according to the CDC. And so if we're the best, then America is going to hell in a handbasket. If the
they said 23% of Americans, period, is absentee fathers. Period.
Well, let's talk about.
And now the black men are dating all different kind of races. It's all kind of white women, Mexican women, Chinese women. They getting left single mothers too.
Well, do you know
That's
that
what's so
black
funny.
women have? You know that black
It's
women
not
have
just
more
black women
children?
now.
Do you know that black women have more children than black men, to the tune of 1.1 million?
But most of them are by black men, because most black
No,
women
baby, you gotta
are
listen. You gotta listen. I
you
see the
know,
problem.
race
I
loyal.
see the problem now. I want you
They're
to
not
listen to me.
traitors like black men.
No, I want you to hear me out. I want you to, first of all, 33% of black men are married. 55.48% of black men don't have children and aren't married. That means they are absolutely no way responsible for this absent father situation. If you add 55,
how are they not when they're absent? That doesn't make any sense. I don't care what CDC say. What? That don't make any sense. If they're not there, they're absent, and it's their fault.
Ms. Johnson, your mind has been poisoned by these people online. They don't care about you. They just like raising hell and chaos.
Tell me where Cynthia speaks facts.
No,
and it's more than just her. It's a lot of black women who are finally waking up, and I'm so glad.
I want you to hear me. 55% of black men don't have children, and they're not married. 33% of black men are married. So that's 88% off the board. That's 12%.
Oh my goodness, that is bull. That don't even make any sense.
Did you see the introduction?
That don't even make any sense. Anyway, all I know is they absent in my community.
It doesn't make
the community I grew up in, they absent.
It doesn't make sense if you've been lied to.
I always see, and then how am I lied to? I know what I see. I see the mamas out here struggling, doing what they can to raise their kids on their own. That's what I see in my community.
Standing in the valley and you can't see what's up at the top of the mountain. I can see everything because I'm not biased in that regard. You've been
and then
lied
white women are becoming,
like Cynthia, my love.
are becoming the biggest single mothers because they married, because they mess with black men now. So now they're becoming the biggest single mothers. So explain that. Y'all bringing y'all.
Listen, hold on. You talk about what you've seen, but what I've seen in your life is you got a dedicated husband that gave you 7 kids, and you had a dedicated father that gave your mama 8 kids, and they didn't go nowhere.
Don't say dedicated. What do you mean by dedicated? Because to me, dedicated, no.
They still married.
That don't qualify. My marriage don't qualify as dedicated. I'm sorry.
Do you still live with your husband?
Yep.
You said you love him. You still live with him.
Love make you do some crazy things.
I know, but you
love make you do some crazy things.
Okay, so let's kind of move on a little bit. Brother Nature, you said that your sister is also raising her 5 nephews. Okay?
Correct.
What do you think the effect is of having a mom that says these things and listens to Cynthia G, and apparently an older sister, I don't know if the sister's older, that says these things about black men? And I mean, I got the empirical evidence. This is not me making this up. This is CDC. This is the government with all the stats. You see? So what is that as an uncle? How are you concerned? I mean, tell me why this concerns you.
Because they ain't stupid. They ain't stupid. They know when she talking about black men, she talking about them too, because they will be black men. And just like I know when she's talking about black men, she talking about me too. She talking about my daddy, my brother, my uncles, all good men that she can attest to.
Yeah, they clearly are. They better than some of the ones I know. A whole lot better. These men got married to these women. And this is,
and I always hear this, the absentee father stuff, like, oh, it's the father's fault for not being there. I always say, like, if I work at a restaurant, if I work at a restaurant and I'm absent, I'm no call, no show, right? The restaurant burned down, because that's where the community is, burning down.
Right.
The restaurant burned down. How the fuck they gonna blame me when I was absent?
You know, and see, here's the thing, brother. I understand what you're saying. It's hard to blame the absent father when you got a mother that's right there, you know, breathing toxicity. But that's not even your sister's issue. Your sister got a husband that she says she loves, and she had a daddy that stayed with her mama and dealt with her mama and her manliness in the mama, because clearly that's what your poor daddy was dealing with, bless his heart. He dealt with that for all them years, and she still, this is not even one of the women that should be a candidate to be subject to this sensitive G rhetoric. She not even supposed to be even like that. Ain't even my experience, but it's affected her. And people don't like when I get on here every night and I speak this truth, but I know how damaging this is because see, guess what? Them 5 nephews, what happens when, and I'm from where y'all from, you constantly get the rhetoric from the TV, Miss Johnson. You constantly get the rhetoric from the TV telling you that the black man ain't nothing. The black man is a thug. The black man is a criminal. The black man is a deadbeat daddy. The only place
they don't want to be like
listen, my
them.
love, listen, you got to listen. The only place you get reassurance that you're okay is from your mama. And if your mama is spitting that rhetoric, how do you think that makes them 5 boys feel about themselves as black men?
Well, hopefully they don't be like most black men. Hopefully they be different.
How do you?
I mean, I'm telling them the truth. It is what it is. I see what I see, you know, and they see these dustbusters too.
How do you think they feel about black men when they hear you saying their mom, they love you, your kids love you, right?
Yeah, well, my son actually got blocked by some people because he don't like the way black men talk about black women, and so he always got something to say about that. And so some people blocked him. You know, people. They got like white wives and stuff like that. They don't like the stuff that he say because my son loved black women.
Okay, well, you got 5.
He loved their features. He loved their nappy hair. He loved their wigs, their eyelashes, all that.
Okay, you got 5 sons. How do you think it makes them feel about black men when they hear you saying these things about black men?
They agree with me. They see it for themselves. He have black men that come up and say derelict things to him.
Okay, so
just
do you think,
you know,
do you recognize that you're raising your sons to hate black men?
I mean, I don't like black people, period. I don't like black women either. Black women are dumb. I'm sorry.
You're married to a black man.
Most black women are mammies. At this point, I feel like I want to give back my black card. I'm just a human.
But you stuck with us. You can't go nowhere. You're gonna be here with us.
I know, huh? Because them niggas gonna let me know all the time that I'm stuck with it. With my features, you know, my dark skin, they gonna let me know I'm black every day. I promise you.
So is it fair to say that you don't like being black? You just said
I love me enough for all of us. I promise you.
You said you wanted to get your black card
I love
back.
me. And I actually used to love my people. I actually used to ride for my people, but my people didn't ride for me. Okay, and I don't care. I don't like black people no more. Most women are mammies, and most men are colorists. They are the biggest white supremacists there are.
Let me
hold on, brother.
Let me speak to the colorists.
Let's let your sister talk. I got to ask some questions here. Now, you say you don't like black people, but you love yourself, but you're black. Isn't that a contradiction?
No, because I love me. I love me. I've always loved me.
But you don't love your blackness.
No, I love my blackness. I love every feature, everything.
But you don't like, but you said you don't like black people. So how can you love yourself?
I don't like black people.
Okay, you don't like black people, but you love your blackness. What separates your blackness from the other black people's blackness that you don't like?
Because I love my blackness. They don't like my blackness. Okay.
But you know, you're the one saying that you don't love your blackness. But again,
I said I don't like black people. I love my blackness.
Is that all black people you don't like? Like across
most?
The board?
No, not all. I would never say all. It's people that feel. It's other people that feel a lot of the ways like how I feel. You know, I probably go to the extreme. They probably won't say what I say when I say I don't like black people, but I do not like black people. Most black people I do not agree with.
So your sons are inheriting this particular programming from you, your culture. They don't like black people. So what happens when they go out in the streets and they meet some other black people who were raised by women just like you who don't like black people? What happens?
Good. Good. Maybe there'll be some change in the community.
No, I want you from South Central LA. I'm from South Central LA. What happens when two black men who hate each other get together?
Oh, I don't teach my children about gang banging and stuff. I think that's stupid. Gang banging is so stupid.
I know, but what happens when two black
a neighborhood that ain't yours? You killing each other over a neighborhood that the white police control. Like that's they hood.
Right.
That ain't your
You're
hood.
right about
So when
that.
they show up, everybody run.
You're right about that. But my question is, what happens when two black men who hate each other get together?
I mean, if they agree with each other, I don't see if they're like-minded.
What happens when
You know,
two
and black men don't like black men anyway. Black men are trying to erase their blackness by marrying out. Most black men either want light, bright, damn near white, or
10%
all
only
the way
10%
white,
of black
Chinese,
men marry out.
Mexican.
Only
They
10%.
not like black women, so they trying to erase their blackness anyway. So
I know, but sister, your
I
daddy
don't get
married
the
a black
point. They
woman.
hate their blackness more than I do.
I know, but your daddy married a black woman, and
he did, and guess what?
your husband
when he was
married a black
18,
woman.
he told
so
me.
That's not your
Wait
experience.
a minute. When he was 18, he told me a group of prominent black men, because my daddy was real smart, you know what I'm saying? And he had gotten into some, I forgot where it was, but he said it was prominent black men. They told him, now that you making it, you got to get you a white woman. That's what they told him. And he said he tried it, he didn't like it, and who he ended up with my black mama. My black mama with her nappy hair.
So he got a black woman, and your husband got a black woman.
Yep.
So you're the men that
see,
are most.
My daddy not like that when it comes to that. My daddy wasn't like that. He loved black women. My husband not like that. My husband loved black women.
I want you to hear me, and that's wonderful. So what I'm saying is, that's not your experience. And for the most part,
no, it's
90. You gotta listen, sister. Only 10% of black men marry out.
You need to redo them stats. That's a damn lie.
You can go to blackdemographics.com. That's the truth.
I can look and see. That's a lie. I can look and see. Go to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah, go to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Your sister is feeding into some of these lies and misinformation.
There's not no lies. It's what I see. How is it lies when I see it with my own eyes?
Miss Johnson, let me talk to your brother for a minute.
Hold on, Chandra. Hold on.
Okay, I'm putting music.
Like no, don't go nowhere, because you know this is a very important conversation. This is one of the most important conversations that I've had on this YouTube thing, because a lot of people don't believe what's really going on. But it seems to me like your sister is susceptible to all this misinformation on the internet, which is why it's important for every black man to speak up and speak the truth. We cannot sit by idly and let all this misinformation that used to come from mass media, but now is being spread by certain black women, and it makes them. It's almost like they bonding over it. Me too, girl. I mean, that's basically what I'm seeing here. Your sister got plenty of sense. She got sense enough to stay her butt married. You see what I'm saying? She in the house right now. She might be talking about her husband. She ain't took herself no goddamn well. You see that? And she gave that man 7 kids. She got plenty of sense. You see what I mean? I ain't quite figure out if she's playing with me, right? I don't know if she's trying to run game on, or if she really mean this. I'm hoping this is all a joke. You see what I'm saying?
I mean it. I promise.
I wish it was a joke. But Chandra, you know, you one of the most colorist, texturist motherfuckers I know. Don't play.
Let's not call it an MF. Hold on. We're not gonna have no sibling spats on my broadcast. Y'all ain't not gonna do that here. So cut it out. All right, cut it out with the MFers. I want to ask some more questions here. And shout out to everybody in the chat room. Miss Johnson. So, did your husband know you say all these things about black people, black women, and black people?
Yes.
Yes. What is his opinion on that?
He don't like it. He put his headphones on, but he agree on some of the stuff. He do.
Like what does he agree on?
He agreed that most black men are colorist and all that. And the thing is, my husband is light skinned, and it's funny. He's every time when he around his friends or whatever, they always got something to say about his color, calling him soft and all this. And he'd be like, but y'all be in a hurry to make men just like me by marrying white women. So how you gonna call a light-skinned nigga soft when y'all in a hurry to make one?
But hold on, Miss Johnson. But if you got a light-skinned man, then is it fair to say maybe you're colorist too?
I don't like dark black niggas. I sure don't. And you know why? They didn't like me. When I was growing up, I went through hell from dark-skinned niggas. They used to say I had a curl. Nobody believed my hair was real. Man, I don't like dark niggas. I sure don't. I like them light.
Let's try not to use the N word too much here.
Okay, my bad.
No,
I like them light bright, just like y'all men do. I like them light bright.
I feel your passion. Here's the thing. So you yourself are colorist. You're a colorist yourself.
No, I'm not. I actually think black is beautiful.
But you married a light-skinned man and you gave that man
because I don't like dark-skinned men, because dark-skinned men are the biggest colors. They're the biggest white supremacists.
But baby, I don't know if you hold on a minute. Look, your man is light skinned, your husband light skinned, you had 7 light-skinned kids by him.
No, they not. My kids took my color.
Okay, well, ma'am, you're not that dark. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes, I am.
Not. I got some African brothers that would call you light-skinned. Okay, but nevertheless, you married a light-skinned man. You married a light-skinned man, and you call him black. That's called projecting. You telling them they're colorist and you're colorist. You telling them
because they did it to me first, though, sir. I wasn't like this when I was younger. I used to like the black boys. They never liked me. They did not like my skin color. They did not like my black features. The only thing they liked about me was my curly hair. That's it.
And did that make you angry at dark-skinned black men?
Yes, I don't like them.
Okay. And your sons are dark-skinned, right?
Yep.
And so do you see how maybe that makes you not like your sons and not like other dogs?
No, I love my son. And my son, I like that. My son loves black women. And he got a little chocolate baby now. His first baby is a chocolate, beautiful black baby. All black, don't look mixed. He a black baby.
So you say but earlier you said you don't like black people. But then you say you love yourself and you love your blackness. And then you told us you don't like dark-skinned black men. But you love your son
because of their attitudes, not their skin color.
Well, then why do you have to say dark skin? Why can't you just say attitude then? Why can't you just say I don't like the attitude instead of saying black men? It's the black man that you don't like.
But it's most black men though. In my experience, it's been black men.
Are the most important to you. Married your mama and married you and gave y'all a whole baseball team full of kids. You should not be subject to this rhetoric, this hateful rhetoric online. The men in your life have been good to you.
Tell me where she lied. Tell me where Cynthia G lied. Tell me where.
Well,
why you guys should be worried about them passport bros getting stuck over in Brazil?
33% of black men are married. That leaves only 12% of black men to impregnate the 69% of black women that are having children out of wedlock. You don't have a deadbeat daddy problem in black community. You have a bad choice in men problem in the black community.
And it's not much to choose from in the black community. Please show me where the good men, please.
What you know what these men that you complain about going to find these other women, they seem to be able to pick out the good black men amongst them and going out having a relationship.
They're leaving them single mothers, they beating on them, they doing the same thing they doing the black that they did to black women. They ain't no good black men.
Not. You know who's doing the same thing they doing?
And then they leaving all their generational wealth over there. That's why the black community ain't never gonna have shit. Because every time somebody get money, they leave the community.
Yeah,
that's what black men do. Because they traitors.
No,
they're natural born traitors.
But you're the one that hates black people.
I do. I can't stand them.
Who's the traitor then?
I love my sons. That's my seed. That's totally different.
If you hate black people, who's the traitor? You raising
y'all the traitors. Y'all men. The black men are the traitors. Y'all born traitors.
Man, you raising 5 black sons and you telling them that you hate black men and you hate blackness and you hate black people. Who's the traitor?
They know how I feel.
I know, but who's
they not too fond of it either. I promise you. They see the same things I see.
Had a whole husband and had a whole daddy and you still hate black men. Who's the real traitor?
What does that mean? Just because what does that mean? Because I was with a black man. I mean,
black men. It means you have absolutely no reason.
That's all I was attracted to is black men. I wish I could divest. I wish I like white boys. I would definitely divest. But unfortunately, I'm just not attracted to them like that. You know. If I could divest, I would. I promise
What
you.
benefit do you see in divesting, and what she means by divesting
Better
is?
men,
Let me
leaders.
explain. Hold on. Oh, let me explain to the audience, but they don't know what these terms mean. To them, this is new. What she means by divesting is leaving the black man and going over there to the white man and getting with the same white man that has had access to the black woman since we were in Africa. If you read Daughters of the Trade,
I mean,
you know, let me finish because they don't understand.
Okay.
The white man has always had access to the black woman in this country, and she's saying, I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave this black man to go to this white man. As if
that's what y'all doing.
Now that said, go ahead and tell us why. Tell us why.
Because black men are you guys are dating out. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. 75% of most interracial relationships, the husband is black. Y'all are traitors. Like seriously.
But Asian women
so
marry
yes,
out
black
more.
women should open
Asian women
open up and
out.
date outside so they can be married, taking care of women too. We tired of being black, strong women. We want to rest in our femininity. I don't want to wear the drawers. I want to wear the panties.
You a married woman. You already resting in your femininity. You done had 7 kids. How much more femininity do you need?
That's a
you
lie.
Want another 3? Huh?
Dante, you know that's a lie.
Yeah, you did. You proved your femininity. We got that part.
Dante, am I resting my femininity?
I want to figure out why you, of all people, have a problem with black men. That's what I want to understand, and I've not concluded that yet. Nevertheless, 1,100,000 black women. Well, black women have more children than black men in this country, and 1.1 million.
But most of them are by black men.
Listen,
but they're by black men.
I'm a mute you. 1.1 million of those children are fathered by women who have divested, by white men, Asian men, and Latino men. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know, how can you say black men are marrying out when it's dating out when it's really black women doing it more? Ms. Johnson?
That's a lie.
Oh, okay.
That is
a
dang
I got something for you.
That's a straight lie. You can see. I don't need no facts and all this to see what I see.
Pull the stats up for you. Go ahead.
Look at the celebrities. Look at the NFL, NBA players, whatever, football, all that crap. But black men are ridiculous. Y'all natural born traitors, even in the community. Good. Look at the NBA draft. They didn't turn all white now. Remember, it used to be black boys. Now they all white because they got with white women, and then those black mixed kids got with white women. So now the NBA draft is white boys.
Well. You finished? You finished yet, brother Nature?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Look, man. What have you talked to Sister Johnson's husband about these things? Have you had conversations with your brother-in-law about Sister Johnson?
No, we haven't spoken since you've been on this kick. But I like to ask Chandra, what, since you say you're not able to rest in your femininity,
don't seem like a bad person. She doesn't seem like a bad person. She's a little high strung. What made her be like this? This don't match. Go ahead.
I would like to know what made her choose the man that she's been with for the last 23 years. What was your criteria?
First off, like most black women, we just choose a black man. We don't have no standards, no boundaries, no expectations. And that's how I was raised. And first off, when I got with him, I didn't have anything either. He had his own apartment. As a matter of fact, I had my own apartment. So I didn't know he was the way that he was. You know what I'm saying? By the time I found out that he didn't like to work and stuff like that, I had already had Cherokee. And then you see how I had babies back to back to back. But what did I do? I got up and I did something with myself, and I got a degree. I got a good job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing my thing, but I'm the only one doing it. And not only that is, anyway, I'm not going to bash my husband on
no,
thing,
don't
but
do that. We don't want to do that.
He know where he
I want you to give me, and I appreciate that. I want you to give me about 10 seconds. I want you to look at this with me, Ms. Johnson. I just want to prove one thing to you. I'm not going to beat you up with stats and charts and everything. But see this right here. This is from the CDC, the National Health Statistics Reports. And it says, and I'm going to prove to you that Cynthia G and some of these other people have been misleading you all. See, this says percentage of women and men 15 to 44 who ever had biological child from 2011 to 2015. When we go down here to where it says Black or African American single race, this is the number of Black women who've had children, and that's representative. This is 8,407,000. This is Black men, 7,286,000. So the question you should ask yourself, why is it that Black women have about 1.1 million children more than Black men have? So then what you do is you go up here you go on up here to the white man and you ask yourself, where did his extra 600,000 children come from? And then you go to the Hispanic man, where did his extra 400,000 children come from? And then you go to the Asian man, where did that extra 100,000 children come from? And we have, by process of deduction, we can conclude that it's these lovely ladies of the African American community that are giving birth to children sired by non-Black men. So again, Black women have more children than Black men. This is not me making this up. This is irrefutable. This is right here. So let me no.
I don't understand what you're asking.
Hold on a minute. You ain't gonna overtalk. So what I'm saying is the facts are all out there. You know, the facts. Why don't you do me a favor? You look. Your sons and my sons are gonna grow up in the same generation. I teach my sons to love themselves, to love Black people, I tell them to marry Black women. My preference is for them to marry African women, African American women, Afro-Latina, as long as the people can trace their roots back to Africa. That's what I tell my son. I don't ever tell them to hate Black women or hate Black men or hate anybody for that matter, but I do tell them to love themselves. Now, when my sons meet your sons, my sons ain't did nothing to you, and I'm just using my sons generally speaking because it could be anybody's sons. Your sons already have this natural animosity that you program into them. Don't you think that that's a bad thing? You program them not to like themselves and the people that look like them? Don't you think that's a bad thing, sister?
I don't teach my sons. My sons aren't like that. My sons are actually cool. They're not hot-headed. They're not degenerate like most Black men in the community. No, so they're not even like that. I don't teach my sons to be like that.
Degenerate. That's not true. 64% of Black men. 64% of Black men have reached the middle class by the time they middle age. How can they be degenerate if they work in?
Listen, if you're gonna keep mute me when I say something, I'll mute myself.
You're not listening. You over here loud talking to me like I done did something.
You didn't talk for like 30 minutes. I can't get 2 seconds in. Let me see what I gotta say.
I'm asking questions. We want to know.
Okay, well, let me answer then.
But go ahead and answer the question then. Go ahead.
First off, like I said, I don't teach my sons to be degenerates. It's Black men who are making the Black community like it is. You guys are the ones committing all the crimes, doing all the violence. It ain't Black women, it's y'all. And you guys are the only men who compare yourself to women.
Okay.
You guys are the most feminine men I know. Okay. Y'all always comparing yourself to women. Why?
You can't get it. You can't do a diatribe. Now you said that Black men are the reason that we have so much crime in the Black community. That's what you said, right? Okay. Now, who's raising these kids?
Mothers who stayed, and whose fault is it? The fathers who left. They left their kids. It's their fault.
Okay, it's the father who left. Hold on. Now, I gave you some statistics earlier.
I don't care about them statistics.
I know you don't care about the statistics, but we do. 33% of Black men are married. 55% of Black men don't have children. So that leaves about 12% of Black men who fathered all these children by these single mothers. So whose fault is it?
Single mothers.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Whose fault is it if you keep choosing the same
It's y'all. It's the leader.
If you keep choosing the same men to have sex with and have babies with, whose fault is it?
That's why I said divest.
But baby, they doing the same thing over there. They got 1.1 million babies.
That's why I said divest.
And they ain't marrying them either.
Stop choosing these wrong Black men.
But they got 1.1 million children by men of other races, and those men aren't marrying them either.
What's the longest lasting relationships?
They are
Black
having,
men,
they are getting,
black
see,
women,
you're not listening.
and white
Brother
men.
Nathan,
Did you know that?
you
Let's do some
understand
CBC on
what I
that.
just said? 1.1 million children are being born to black women that aren't sired by black men. Black women are doing the same thing in other races to these other men that they do in the community. Who's the problem? If you got two people in having an issue, and then that same person goes somewhere else and have another issue, who's the real problem, Brother Nature? Who is the problem, in your opinion?
Now, Chandra knows my homeboy. Chandra, I'm not gonna say his name, but you know which homeboy I'm talking about. My sister has a child.
Yes.
Okay. This man has like what do you have, up to 12 children now?
Damn.
Probably more.
Probably more. Now, that's one sexually irresponsible man, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many sexually irresponsible women did it take for him to get 12 kids?
Good question. Ms. Johnson, please answer.
That's stupid. Black women are dumb. Like I said, they mammies and they coddle men. And that's why they in that situation. If they dumbass have a baby by him, that's on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I agree. Black women are dumb as hell. We're in agreement. The whole black community is trash.
Chandra, you know my homeboy Julian too, don't you?
Hold on, Brother Nature. Brother Nature, sister. So you saying black women are trash too? All of them too?
Yes, the whole black community throw it away.
And so you don't think there's a little bit of self-hate up in there with you somewhere, just a smidge?
I don't identify with y'all. Like I said, y'all can take my black card. I'm a human.
Hold on. I want
they can throw that black card away.
I think we all agree, Ms. Johnson, that you are a black woman. You are a black woman. You're not going to be able to accept that. That is your reality.
I identify as human.
Okay.
You can identify what you want these days. You can identify what you want, and I will identify as human.
You know what? Well, hey, Brother Nature, you identify as a chipmunk. I'll identify as a squirrel. But I guarantee you, if the LAPD is pulling up behind both of us, they're gonna say, "You two Negro, get your black asses out the car." You see what I'm saying? So that's it, Ms. Johnson. You are still a black woman, no matter what. Okay, you are a black woman. That is your reality, and that's what we got.
And you gonna get shot before me.
Well, you know what? I hope don't nobody get shot. But the point and purpose of it is, sister. And what you should understand is that there's been an uptick in arrest of black women, and black men are less black men are going to prison, and more black women are going to prison. Nevertheless,
I doubt
that subject. I've done a broadcast on it, but anyway, my thing is, sister, you are black. You're not going to escape your blackness. I don't care what these people in these other chat rooms are telling you. They're lying to you, and they're trying to convince you with these lies. You're being lied to. And the fact that you get on here and say, not only do you not like black men, you don't like black women, and you're the mother of 7 children, 7 black children. This is what you're putting out into the world.
Yeah, and I don't want them to grow up thinking they got some loyalty to a community that's not loyal to them.
Okay, so
I don't want them to grow up with that falsehood.
Your daughters are gonna marry out. That what you want? You raising
I
7
I hope
sellouts.
they do. I hope. Honestly, I hope they do.
Raising 7 sellouts. That's what you saying.
Hey, it is. All these sellout black men, ain't nobody saying nothing to them.
You
so why can't we sell out?
How do you feel about your son stepping out?
Go ahead, Brother Nathan.
I don't care no more. I used to care about my son stepping out, but now I don't care. I do not like black people, period. Like I said, I want all my kids to divest.
Well, Lord knows it's time to put a little blood of Jesus on it. We'll be right back. Amen. Hallelujah.
Under the blood, Jesus cover me under the blood. Under the blood, me say me under the blood. Jesus, you may cover me under the blood. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood of Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me, I go break up. Put the blood on me face just like a makeup. In the morning when me wake up, and the blood of Jesus me take up. And when me feel like me heart break up, put the blood on me face just like a makeup. Under the blood, under the blood, Jesus cover me. Jesus Jesus, you will cover me. Under the blood, me say me.
Praise God. Welcome back. We got to get, woo, let's get it in here. Yes, Praise God. Praise God. All right, Brother Nature, man, what would you like to add to this thing, man? Look, you know, your sister is something else, man. She is something else. But what else would you like to add to this conversation, brother?
I can understand aspects of her perspective to why she got what she was when she mentioned the part about how, you know, dark-skinned black men had a preference for lighter-skinned women, and but herself, just like I asked her the criteria why she picked her husband, she can say what she wants. I know she picked her husband
because he likes
light skin,
so
and he has a certain texture of head.
Right. Yeah, she's colorist, and she complained about black men being colored. She probably didn't like dark skin men her damn self, but you ain't gonna never get her to admit it.
When I started getting into my Black Power journey, and I was telling her about some of the things, you know, and she was like, I don't know about the hair thing. I can't despise nappy hair. What, like she's talking about she loved the nappy. She don't love no nappy hair. She despises that stuff. That's why she come on. Please unmute her. Let her say
your sister is she's like a lot of black women. Like I believe her, but I halfway don't believe her. I think she's full of shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't believe her. I cannot believe that she really mean this wild ass stuff she's saying. And she got a whole daddy and a whole husband that takes care of her butt. I don't believe it. But she's saying it, and there are people out there who do believe it. She should be the least one susceptible to it. You see what I'm saying? But she's not. But let's go ahead and hear that she want to get back in. Come on, tell us some more. Miss Johnson. Welcome back. Unmute yourself, Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson. You gotta unmute yourself, Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson.
I said I am not a texturist.
Paige and Miss Johnson.
I do like coarse hair. I think coarse hair is pretty. I think healthy hair is good hair. I don't even say good hair.
Your brother said you're lying.
Huh?
Look. Here's
a lie. I like my hair. I like my curly hair. Is there something wrong with that?
Hold on. Don't make me play another Jesus song. Okay. What can we do to change your mind so that you stop spewing this rhetoric, this damaging rhetoric? You are the mother of a whole new generation of black children. What can we do to change your mind?
You can't. Okay. Let me tell you, honestly, back in the day, like when I used to be online, all I would see is black men talking crap about black women, and I never saw no black men come out and defend us. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because I feel like this, just like when it's a bad cop that does something and the good cops stand back and don't do anything, silence speaks volumes. You know, I feel like they just as bad as the bad cops for standing there letting it happen. And that's how I feel like black men did black women. But honestly, now since black women are waking up and they're turning that crap back around on y'all, I noticed a lot of black men who are real, who aren't like that, are starting finally to speak up. And I ain't gonna lie, that has actually made me like, you know what, maybe there is some hope for the black community, honestly.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You're especially you by my age. Do you remember all those shows? You remember the movie The Color Purple? You remember how damaging that was to the black male image? Huh?
But it was true. That did happen, stuff like that all the time.
What about all those shows on Sally Jesse Raphael and Oprah Winfrey? What about that? What about how they disparage the reputation of black men?
I mean, but if it's true, I don't get it. Y'all messed up your own reputation.
No, we didn't mess up our own reputation, because as I pointed out to you, black men are not deadbeat daddies. 64% of us have reached the middle class by middle age. We're doing very well as far as education. We got less black men in prison than we do in college. We're married at a higher rate than black women. We also have a more.
Why y'all keep comparing yourself to women? Compare yourself to men.
Black and we're
Why don't you
black.
compare yourself to white men? Compare yourself to Mexican men. Compare yourself. Stop comparing yourself to women.
In 1955, we were the most married group of men in America.
Y'all haven't built nothing though.
Hold on. And right now, as of 2015, we're the most involved fathers of all the other men in America. So we can also compare it to men too. No,
you can't.
Right now. Yes, we are.
No,
Would you like to see some more statistics? Would you like me to put some more?
Yeah, you against men, not against women. I would like to hear all the statistics against men, not women.
I just told you that against the men. In 2015, there was a CDC report that came out that said black men are the most involved fathers. It came out on a Friday. That's men compared against men. Let me give you another one. You want some more? In 1955, we had the most married group of men on the planet in the United States. That's men against men. So now we're gonna talk about what you're not doing. What you lovely ladies are not doing. And you're married at a no.
Stop comparing yourself to women.
No, I just compare. I gave you two stats to talk about men. What's the problem?
What have y'all built? What community does the black community have?
We have one. Hold on, since you asked that fantastic question, we have 160 HBCUs that were built by black men after we got out of slavery, of which 101 are still existing. We had thousands and thousands of black towns around the United States, of which there are still some that are left historically. We had churches, we had neighborhoods, we have businesses. Right now, black men and black people in general have more millionaires than any other ethnic group. On top of that, we have we got 5 historically black universities that are law schools. We got another 3 that are specifically medical schools. So we built a lot. Now, what more questions do you have?
You didn't tell me that you built.
Let's do that one. What's that one that y'all say when you compare us to? But we're not as manly, or we're a conquered people. Isn't that something else that y'all like to say, Ms. Johnson? Come on, hit me with that one. Come on, hit me with that one. Okay,
you're
come on, tell me we're conquered.
That's what you
Go
are.
Ahead, say you're a conquered man. Tell me that.
Bucks that ain't building nothing.
Okay, so we're conquered men. So we're conquered men, but we are overrepresented in the military. We're overrepresented on the police force. We had more black men who died in the Vietnam War and received the Medal of Honor than any other ethnic group. And so when you say we're conquered, by what metric are you talking about? How can you, what metric? We fought in every major war in the United States. So by what metric are we conquered? Go ahead, let's hear it. Let's hear it, come on, give me the metric.
You conquer because you have to depend on white people for everything.
And don't you depend on white people for everything? Because you live in a white country?
Let me chime in real quick. Go ahead,
talk to your sister. I don't got a blood pressure. Go ahead.
Chandra, chill out 1 second.
No, she's good. Let's get her done. Let's get her in. She needs this. She needs this.
What?
Because I'm sitting right here, a black man, building for the last 5 years on 69 acres that your great-grandfather bought in 1920. And you gonna sit here in my face and tell me that black men don't build nothing?
No.
Are you serious?
Come on,
slap. Are you serious?
You're 1 in a million.
Man, you know what? I'm done with you. Your sister's full of shit. She is full of shit. You got all these great men in your life, and you sitting up here acting like you got this woman got all these great men in her life. These men are the positive and doing things, building families. And this is bullshit, man. Ms. Johnson, thank you so much. It's been great having you in here. Praise Moses. We're going to pray for you. I want to go ahead and y'all make sure. You know what we're going to do, Ms. Johnson. Let's just go ahead.
Peace out.
Praise God. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Like everybody in the chat room, shout out to you. Also listening, brother. Thank you for coming through today. Amen. We need Jesus. We need you to lay hands on them. Because you don't like black people, we need white Jesus to lay hands on them. Praise God. Oh my goodness. sister had to get on up out of here, man. She's for your sister something else, man. She just making up shit that she going on. I mean, I don't even understand that. She got you, her father, and her husband, and she's still complaining about black men. But the thing is, brother, if your sister is like that, imagine how all these other women who really have something really to complain about. I mean, think about it. Because imagine how susceptible they are to this horrible rhetoric. Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours.
That's what I say. I'm like, I don't got a chance. Like the way I've been dealt with by my own sisters, I could imagine how they treat the men in their life.
Yeah.
I could, and then it tells me that I ain't even got a chance out. I ain't even got a chance out.
And you know, the thing is, man, I talk to a lot of people, and they don't believe that this is really the mentality that's out here. Your sister, on one hand, let's analyze this, bro. On one hand, she says she hate black men, but you raising 5 black boys. You hate dark-skinned black men, but you love your dark-skinned children. You hate black women, but you love yourself. And this is why I entitled this "The Hate That Hate Begat." Your sister is filled up with hate and animosity. And the other thing is, she has nothing negative to say about your mom, even though your dad was wise enough never to put this child in the parent business. Your mother, on the other hand, apparently put her business out there to the children as if they were equals. You see what I'm saying? And so, man, this is the mentality that we deal with. And even giving her the facts, showing her the CDC, she still don't believe. You see what I'm saying, man?
No, she don't care about facts. It's all anecdotal. It's all anecdotal for her. But,
it's all anecdotal. It's all about how she feels. And that's a lot of other women like that, which makes them susceptible. And until we as black men begin to all collectively speak the truth over and over and over and over again, loudly, and despite what they say, despite their feelings, we keep hitting them with the truth. Because see, they gonna keep saying this stuff. Like, she had nothing to say when I talked about the past 55 years when black women had the mic and they was just spewing all that hate in movies and TV, The Color Purple. Oh, that was real. That wasn't real. You see what I'm saying? The Color Purple, Sally Jesse Raphael. I broke down the statistics for her about how black fathers, it is impossible for black fathers to be deadbeat daddies because most of us ain't got kids and the rest are married, and it's only 12%. She wasn't even trying to hear that. You see what I'm saying? This is what we dealing with out here. Go ahead.
I'm sure you're familiar with Sister Shahrazad Ali, right?
Of course, yes, definitely.
And you see what happened when she tried to come out speaking certain truths about the black woman and how she was demonized. And her stance was that in the context of what we call white supremacy, we've examined the white people and their part in the detriment of the community. We've examined the black man and his part in the detriment of the community. But we have not sat down and examined the black woman and her part. I've sat with one of my other sisters and I'm like, well, aren't black women at least 50% responsible for the things going on in the community? No, she will accept no accountability. It's the black man's fault. If they were there, everything would be fine.
Yeah, and something disturbing your sister said, if I could, I would divest. You see what I mean? This woman who's married to a black man who apparently had a good black father, who has 5 sons and 2 black daughters. If I could, and was cool when I said, well, you making your children hate black people. They're gonna go. Why would they marry a black woman? Why would your sons marry a black woman if you training them to hate black people? You see what I'm saying? They're gonna do the exact thing that you said that you don't like that black people do, and that's marry out. It's crazy, man. You know, it's crazy. But
and the fact that she was rejected by certain men but then I tell her, I'm like, those dudes that you was going for, they probably wasn't the best dudes for you anyway. So what's the big deal? I mean, what's the big deal about that? You chasing all these thugs and light-skinned dudes with good hair when at the end of the day, you should be looking for substance.
I mean, and so your sister didn't want to deal with the reality that maybe she didn't qualify for those men. You see what I'm saying? Men who can get a lot of women, they're going to pick the best of the best. You know, she got to understand that maybe they didn't find you attractive. Why don't you just be happy with the man that find you attractive and be cool with him? I ain't want to get into it with that because that's all off the track. But look, it was a time when if you was if you didn't have a dark skin with a bald head, the women wasn't trying to holler at you. You see what I'm saying? If you too short, the women ain't trying to holler at you. If you a little overweight, the women ain't trying to holler at you. Okay, that's something men have to deal with. That's just the reality of what you can pull. This what you can pull, this what you can't pull. But see, unfortunately, you know, your sister, like many other women, feel as though their sexual marketplace value is higher than what it is. She found the man she's supposed to be with. He gave her 7 kids. What the hell else you want? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's your level. You found your level. Be happy you found a man to get with you. Now, and the crazy thing is, you got a black man that loves you enough to deal with all that is going on, that craziness. You see what I mean? Intolerance. And you say you love him. You still live with him. He apparently is providing. What else does this woman want? You see what I mean?
It baffles me. This has been like a bad dream since I found out she believed this stuff. Just like I said, once I found it out, I had to call her and be like, is this really where we at? Like, because this is completely antithetical to the way we were raised. My mother would be rolling in her grave if she heard this rhetoric talking about black men. The way she spoke so highly of her father, the way she spoke so highly of her brothers. I've never heard my mother utter a word against black men.
Yeah.
Not one negative word. Not even against my father.
Yeah, man. You know, and I get there's a lot of women online. Like, I got a phone call from a prominent, I guess he's like an activist here. His name is Quanell X. I don't know if you know him, but he's a brother here I never met him before, never talked to him. But apparently some of these lovely ladies called him up because calling Al Green didn't work. Representative Al Green, that didn't work. They tried to write the Bar Association on me. That didn't work. So they called Brother Cornell X. We had a great conversation on the phone. And I appreciate him. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, we both understand a lot of things in common, in that, in my opinion, and I related to him, the black woman is out of control. She's out of control. She's acting as an agent of white supremacy. If y'all don't think that the black woman is acting as an agent of white supremacy, replay this broadcast with Sister Johnson. Sister Johnson is teaching her children, the next generation, to hate their blackness. Whether she agrees with it or not, you're teaching your children to hate their blackness. You can't separate. You can't love your blackness and hate the blackness of your reflection, your sisters and your brothers. You can't do that. That's impossible, man. And so this is a sickness. And I blame the men for not cracking down on this shit years ago and putting these women in check. See, we got a lot of pacifist, pandering men who just let these women get away with everything. Oh yeah, the sister's the queen, the mother, the goddess. And guess what? When you give somebody a queendom, then they don't have to listen to you no more. You see what I'm saying? They run you. And that's exactly, we become a bunch of women worshipers, a bunch of liars, and a bunch of panderers. We placated these women. And now it's going to take a generation of no nonsense, hardcore, masculine men who are not going to put up with it and say, no, I'm not here to try to, placate your feelings. I'm going to tell you the truth, but more importantly, I'm not going to allow you to continue to attack the reputation of black men. I don't think your sister understood this, and I hope you explain this to her. I hope this has been helpful, because I can say some stuff that you couldn't say because I ain't a brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't live with you. I don't care what you say. And but of course, respectful to the lady, because I appreciate her courage for coming up here. You too, man. This is very meaningful to me. But hopefully something I said will crack through that shell that she has. Apparently, she's just been filled up with that rhetoric, but you got to keep talking, because even if she's not listening, there are other people that are listening. You see what I mean? What else would you like to say, bro? What else would you like to say to anybody else out there who's dealing with women like this in their life?
Don't. Like real. Don't. I don't. Yeah, I would just say don't. Like if it's that difficult, then just back away. It's not.
Do you understand now why a lot of these brothers are saying, I'm going passport, bro? I'm not talking to, I'm leaving my mom. I'm not dealing with black women. because this is the mentality that's out there. Whether it's as active as your sisters or whether it's passive, that's the mentality out there. You know what I mean? That's what they're trying to get away from. It's just a shame. Oh man.
And just like I was telling her, it's because the view she has, not, I wouldn't say all of my sisters hold them, but all of my sisters have a little piece of that in them.
You know,
as far as the view of black men.
It's like that gang mentality.
And it's a slap in the face. Like I said, for the past 5 years, I've been sitting here building on our great grandfather's land. A black man who had 25 children and did everything that he could for his 25 children.
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like, for you guys who don't understand, it's like growing up in LA. You might not have involved, you might not have been in a gang, but there's a gang mentality. In other words, you know what colors to wear, what colors not to wear. So even though you're not involved, you understand. You can literally read the writing on the wall and figure out who's beefing with who. And as long as you're affected by that, it becomes part of your nature, part of your culture. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said this. He said that a nation can only rise as high as the moral compass or moral status of its women. He actually got that from Elijah Muhammad, who got it from Sister Mary McLeod Bethune. And so the thing is, if you got a group of women who have that mentality, who literally hate their own brothers and hate their own sisters, they hate their own blackness, and you got a nation of people that's going to fail. That's why we have a less than replacement level population right now. In other words, black men and women are only producing 1.7 children. As I said, we got one of the lowest marriage rates at 33%. But the thing is, black men are married more than black women, which lets you know that black men want to get married more. The other thing you got to understand is the abortion rate. I ain't even hit her with that. We got 20 million black women who abort babies. You got this online movement that says abort black baby boys. You know about this. There are people listening to this that had no idea that this is going on. And like, when I heard about it, it's alarming to me. Like I don't think they realize every night I come in here and put my reputation on the line, which is why I always do research and come up with these studies, and I show y'all video footage of people actually saying this. But then to have your sister come in and speak live, if y'all don't realize it's a problem now, man, you just gonna go down with the ship. You see what I mean? But you cannot keep allowing these ladies to blame black men for everything. And you black men who are panders, you call yourself defending these black American women from this truth because they saying, oh, he hates us, blah, blah. No, we telling you the truth about yourselves. We telling you the truth about what these women are doing. We telling you the truth about what our mothers and our aunties and our sisters did to us when we were younger. Imagine what it's like to be Brother Nature right now. Imagine that. Imagine him going to the family reunion.
I would say, just like you said, it's somewhat on the men, because we could have stopped some of this. We could have stopped the color. We could have protested the color purple and the Ricky Lakes and Sally Jesse Raphaels. But we kind of were passive in that. But I think it's got us to where we are, and it's going to galvanize a new movement. Like they say, hard times create strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create bad times. Now, once we go through those bad times, those hard times again, we're going to become stronger.
You know,
I think we need it as men.
I don't think that applies to us. I think black men, we pretty much been having hard times since we got here in 1619. But I think what we've done is we've sat back and we've allowed our women to lead. Just like your dad allowed your mom to dictate to him how he could discipline his children in the house, and how your sister's husband allows her to spew all this rhetoric around her sons. You see what I mean? We too egalitarian. We too easy to get along with. I tell you brothers all the time, you too nice. You can't let your woman sit up in the house and tell your children how she hates black men and how she hates black. That's crazy, man. And over again, and to the point where even if she was saying it in jest, you say it enough time, people begin to believe you. And so this is part of the culture that she's passing on to these young people that's in her house, man. you know, and I see why you were alarmed. I see why you're alarmed, brother.
Yeah, and I have a different view of like the Jim Crow South and everything. Like, I don't think that was bad times for us. I think that was the best times for us as a Black community, from my perspective. When I look and see the things that my family were able to amass, the way our communities were close knit, the way that my father, he was taught, all his teachers were all him. You know, they were all from his area, all people he knew in his neighborhood. My mother, they locked their door with a safety pin, and your neighbor could just walk in your house. Like, that's not bad times when from my perspective. That sounds good.
Right.
I would like to at least go back to that.
Well, I don't think we're gonna go back to that. Your sister was right about one thing. On the course that we're heading, the Black community is headed for destruction. And a lot of these pro-Blacks and all these sociologists, they refuse to accept that. They refuse to accept the fact that in 50 years from now, our group, our foundational Black American group, as we call it, those who can trace their heritage back to, you know, like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Maryland, all these different places, we're gonna be gone. We're gonna be so disseminated, and we don't get along. The young men are dating out. You got mothers teaching their children not to even like black boys and girls, you know, for the opposite sex. It's not gonna work. It's not sustainable. And it's unfortunate, because this is the same group of people that came up through slavery, that created all these wonderful things, the culture, the history, the jazz, the schools, the universities, the great minds, some of the greatest minds that have come out of the United States and greatest ideas, you know, have been of African American descent. When you look at people like Malcolm X, when you look at people like Thurgood Marshall, when you look at people like Frederick Douglass, Medgar Evers, all these people came up out of the Black American community, the Black American experience. And just to let that go away like that, because we got a bunch of women that's out of control. And that's what it is. They become agents of white supremacy, and they're okay with that. And that's what's most disturbing, because all these other ethnic groups had the opportunity to become agents of white supremacy. But our women, they bid it hook, line, and sinker, and they went all the way with it. You know, the Mexican woman, she took the benefits that the white man was offering, and she kept her family intact and kept her Hispanic family intact. And that's why in 20 years, or not even 20 years, almost 20, well, a little under 20 years, in 2040, they're going to be 30-40% of the population, whereas we still going to be 13%. The Asians, they did this, they took the same benefits, and they're going to be 14%. So we're going to be the smallest group of minorities in this country. And if you think it's bad now, wait till you third or fourth in line, especially as disorganized as we are. But man, Brother Nature, man, I want to thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you for coming in. I'm going to let you go, man. Tell your sister I appreciate her. You know, I ask that the Most High bless you and your family, and you keep up the good example, because I think that you are going to be the example that proves your sister wrong to her sons and your nieces, your nephews and nieces. So thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. What would you like to add?
I appreciate the opportunity, man. Take care.
All right, man. We'll be right back. Y'all hang in there.
Hey, it's gonna be a lot of people that's not gonna want me to tell y'all, you know, that I'm getting ready to tell y'all now. Men, you need to watch who you fucking with. I'm in a whole lot of witch, oracle, empress, Black women coming into the craft type group. I've seen hundreds of pictures of you dudes. Do you understand me? That these women is putting inside of these groups, and on full moons and on new moons, they straight up casting full flat out spells on y'all, because y'all out here being dirty. Look, Black man, tell that woman if you fucking around with somebody else, like they straight up fucking y'all lives up, and y'all think it's some invisible God out here making you have car accidents, making you be being stuck to a woman, and you can't never let her go, and you can't never get away from her, cause she didn't put blood in your motherfucking food. She got your picture in the middle of a group with hundreds of other little young ass witches that ain't got no guidance, that ain't got no type of structure and discipline over them, and they just casting. You got 30 to 100 motherfucking women, y'all, sitting here saying, drive him into hell. May he pay for what it is that he did I'm saying? You done pissed her off today. When you out here dating these women, you need to ask them what the fuck they believe in. I don't care. Just because she a Christian do not mean that she is not playing around with her witch friends in blood magic, the power of blood. Do you understand? Black women don't believe that motherfucking Jesus Christ shit. We know what the fuck our blood do. We have always known. I'm telling you, black men, watch who you fucking with. Almost every black woman know that if she want a man to put blood in his motherfucking spaghetti, put that shit in his motherfucking tea, whatever, they out here doing it, and I'm watching them. Black men, y'all better watch y'all motherfucking selves and start getting y'all life right. Quit playing with these women out here. They sinking y'all. All y'all asses either locked up. Y'all is some fucked up shit out here. The future of the black man, these young black men, it's not fucking looking good. Like, y'all need to get into y'all wisdom, into y'all own motherfucking knowledge, and find out who you are, find out who your ancestors are. Y'all out here fighting against shit y'all don't even know y'all fighting against. Like, this shit powerful as hell. Watch yourselves. Watch who y'all date. Check your motherfucking food. Check your teeth. Check your motherfucking toothbrush. Don't let no motherfucking body get no hair. Hey, y'all better protect yourself. That's as much as I can tell you without going into other shit. Fucking save yourself.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. The link is in the chat room, man. I want to give a big shout out to the Crimson Cure. Thank you so much for your hard work. I am definitely become a big fan of the sister, the Crimson Cure, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her page. That is something else. You have an uptick in black women who are going away from the Most High God, and they are now literally venturing into the dark side. They in the name of praying to or getting in contact with their ancestors, their African ancestors. They're now praying to these deities that they don't know anything about. They don't know what they're unleashing. But other than that, they're falling away from the Most High. And so this in itself is disturbing. And my thing is, our women are lost. Black American women are clearly lost. If you don't believe that, replay this video and look at the delusion that you saw happen before you. The thing I want to do at this point, man, big shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat. I really wanted to stay engaged to that conversation, but this is what we're dealing with, man. And a lot of people don't realize that we are at the 11th hour. It's not the white man killing us right now. It's our own sisters who are in charge of raising our children, who are in charge of taking care of our babies, who are killing us right now. And it's disturbing, and it's unfortunate that people think people like me are filled with hate, when in reality, the hate is a one-way street. And all I'm trying to do is point out the hate with the truth. But nevertheless, we got a couple of guys in here, man. It's always good to have my two brothers in here, man. We got Black Ronin, Mad Black Ronin, and King Barracuda. Brothers, what would you like to add to this conversation? And the link is in the chat room. Anybody who wants to come through, come through.
Hey, Dennis, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We always play this Eidos.
Yes, sir.
We always play this Eidos FBA game, and I have a testimony to share about my own group of women who are born here and raised here and etc. And I'm seeing many of them participate in this type of activity of man bashing. They won't do it in Haiti because they know it won't end well for them. But I see them doing it here, and not all of them, but I do see those who have close ties with FBA women, and I see that syncrecy of hatred that's going back of hatred. And sometimes I can't even tell until they speak Creole and they say something Creole. And
how can you, if you guys who don't know, Mad Black Ronin is a brother of Haitian descent. How do the black women from Haiti come up here and start hating on black men too? I mean, is it just the thing to do? Where did this come from? You understand? Why did that? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. And then we're going to go to Devin.
It starts with a lot of Haitian girls, when they came up here not savvy. like clothing wise, hair wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had our own aesthetic from Haiti, and sometimes they would have crush on the FBA boys or FBA men, and of course the FBA men, nothing is better than their own, and sometimes, and also they would, and also y'all had a standard, y'all had your own different standard of attire and clothing and everything, and you would turn them down. You would turn them down.
But see, the
and
thing
they
is,
held
brother,
animosity for that, and then it's kind of spread out into other things since then. It's like
I
going
know,
back to the 80s.
but here's the thing. You see how illogical that is? Like, do we hate all women because we got rejected because we was trying to holler at a couple of hot chicks?
No.
I mean, do you see? Here's what I want you to listen to. That's just a bullshit excuse, and I'm not saying you. They're just using a bullshit excuse to do what they want to do anyway. It's not real. It's not tangible. That's just an excuse. Anybody can use. If you don't have a good excuse, make up one, and that's what you see happening. And that's what I see happening. That young lady, Mrs. Johnson, who came in here, has a dedicated husband, had a dedicated father, and has a brother who's doing amazing things. And she still found an excuse to spew that hateful rhetoric about black men and black people in general. My man Devin, bro, I ain't seen this. I have not seen that level of colorism since the 7th Ward in the 70s, where the dark-skinned black people had to walk in the back door. What are your thoughts of that level of self-hate?
That's what it is, man. It's totally self-hatred. You know, it is what it has always been about since the conquering of this country. Mm-hmm. That is the suppression and the oppression of black masculinity. Mm-hmm. And that everybody has caught on. Everybody's caught on. And our sisters have unfortunately used that and leveraged that to their benefit and said, well, we kick their ass too. They ain't shit to us either. And we have played the whipping board for this country for so goddamn long that now that we're getting our passports, now that we're recognizing what it is to be appreciated as men in foreign shores, it's messing up the game for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's messing up the game for all of them.
So you basically saying the fact that we now recognize our own true value, they no longer have a whipping boy. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Let's run this commercial because a lot of people don't believe that, as they say back down south, a lot of people don't believe fat meat is greasy. This is the person named Cynthia G, who's proudly announces these things that, you know, there's a movement to
and the only reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male pathology. When you talk about violence, it's associated with the males. When you talk about the women being forced upon, it's the males. When you talk about drugs, it's the males. When you talk about the fatherless children, it's the males. Every single problem that is happening in the black community, you point to the males and then you have the culprit. So for me, I think that not selectively breeding is very irresponsible when you are the only one who has control over who gets to earth. Your womb, it carries the person to earth. So if you're the only one with that power, regardless of whatever he wants, if I feel like if black men want black women to give birth to their children, then they need to act like it. They need to go out. They need to clean the community up. They need to stick around, raise their children, stop being violent, stop forcing themselves upon women, stop toe tagging us every 5.5 hours, and then we won't have a problem with having your children. If they were being responsible, this conversation wouldn't be happening right now.
All right, so you guys, I know this is a hard pill to swallow. We only got 2 hours because I had a hard day in court today. But I want to try to get everybody in. But this is what we really dealing with out here. Like, this is what those of us who have been in YouTube are really, we've been dealing with this for about 10, 11 years now. We knew this was coming, just like we knew Passport Bros were coming, just like we knew Kevin Samuels was coming. And I'm telling you now, you got so much animosity coming from black women directed towards black men. This whole thing that we call the black community is going to dissipate inside of 10 or 15. You think it's bad now. They're not going to even be speaking to each other in 5 years. Ken, brother, I want to try to get everybody in. I want to definitely get you in, bro. What would you like to add? And I need y'all to go ahead If you haven't subscribed, YouTube has been unsubscribing a lot of my people, man. If you haven't subscribed, man, go ahead and subscribe again. Please subscribe right now. Just subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button also. King, man, you got a few minutes, man. What are your thoughts just listening to what that lady had to say? And we want to try to get everybody in. We got some new people, so please give it to us short and concise. Also, King, man, you got
agents of chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, that conversation showed what hope is left.
Mm-hmm.
And I want these ladies, if they supposedly want us to find solutions, no, you need to find solutions. Find solutions, make it one sided. Stop bringing up what the men need to do to now. What do you need to do? The information shows who the problem is. You can't argue with it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels gave me hope. The way they treated him,
yeah.
We don't have to take this. They cannot stand men with actual standards and masculinity. That's a whole lot about that.
What that lady had to say. This is a mother of 7 children, 7 black children, who's married to a black man whose father was a dedicated husband, despite what she said. So she has no reason. So if she is that far down, if she is that entrenched in this hateful rhetoric, imagine what's seeping out amongst there. You heard those other women. They say, hey, there's a real life movement that says abort black baby boys. Are we just going to ignore this? Gerald Arrowhead, I think I've seen you in the chat room before, brother. What would you like to add, Gerald?
Salute to you, Uncle D. Salute to the panel and the chat. I'm a young brother, 26 years old, be 27 next month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was raised, I've talked to black men in my community. I'm in the barbershop with them. Yeah. I play basketball with them. People, men of my age group. And a lot of these men are done. They're just, they're done. My generation of black men, they're done. And seeing this woman, like seeing the type of women that they're raised by, it really strikes home. It really strikes home for me, because when I talk to them, I see this level of look in their eyes. It's like a 1,000-yard stare, and it's very painful for them to even like acknowledge. Some I've seen some even cry on the street corner. Mm-hmm. But it's to a point where they're raised by these women who hate them.
Yeah, I talked to a brother here. Some of you guys may know him. His name is Quanell X. And I talked to him and I said, brother, you know, our preachers and our reverends, they haven't been holding these women to task over the past 55 years. They just run amok. Alvin, you know, we've seen this before. This might be some of their first time seeing what's actually going on in the black community right now. They want to know what's going on with black men. Why are black men not married with black women? Here you go. This is a mentality. You saw an example of a woman whose husband she emasculates and whose mother taught her to emasculate men. And so my thing is, this is the feminization, and they're doing it to the same thing. Look how she said, my son, he defends me. He get online and talk. So you got a son husband. You raising a son husband. You raising a son to be an attack dog, to defend you even in your immorality and your debauchery. You got your sons, you know, acting as attack dog. They're the hounds of hell, literally. Alvin, what would you like to add to that, man?
Salute to you. Salute to the chat, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Mr. Spurling, for having that conversation. There's a lot of men that needed to see and hear that. Yeah. There's a lot of women that need to see and hear that. You know, who knows where they're going to go, but like a lot of guys needed to see.
They're going to be human resources. They're going to be the judges. They're going to be the prosecutors. They're going to be the deans at the universities. That's where these black women are going. Okay. They're going to be the police chiefs. They're going to be the mayors.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to be your son's school teachers.
They're already there.
That's who these women are going to be. These same women that are professing their hate for black men and their disdain for black people. That's where they're going, the most educated, or at least the most enrolled. So you guys are not dealing with this. All you pro-blacks and the pro-black community, you blackity blacks, you're not dealing with the reality of on the ground. This is not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's African-American community. This is not Marcus Garvey's African American community. This is not Martin Luther King's African American community. This is what we're dealing with right now. Go ahead, brother. Please
no, that's it. And one other thing, you touched on it just a second. Every time you referred to her all of her sons, she always came back to one son. So I would imagine that there's only one of them that she's got a particular attack dog that she likes more than the rest of them. And that's the scary thing, man. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that amount of vitriol and that amount of hate can be built up into one woman. But if that amount of vitriol and hate can be built up into one woman that has nothing but like successful, faithful men around,
right?
God damn, there is no fate for the rest of us, and I'll land my plane there.
Yeah, Mr. Allen, man, always good to have you here, sir. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Thank you, sir. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. It just proved my point that I've been hammering home for a while. These chicks don't give a flying about you, man. They don't even care about their own sons. What man do you know would send his son on a dummy mission? Because for an individual like myself, man down, man down, man down, horribly.
All right.
So,
but go ahead,
it's
brother.
terrible, man.
Yeah, it's they got it. These are Ku Klux Keishas that we dealing with. Broken Blade, first time up, man. I see you in the chat room all the time. Welcome, brother. What would you like to add to this conversation? What were your thoughts on that conversation I had with Ms. Johnson there earlier?
First of all, salute to you, Unc, and to the chat. And you know, I want to thank you for making this channel in general, and but specifically for this video, you further proved how much this community has saved my sanity. Because I've had so many conversations, not even conversations in subject matter that deep, where I believe I'm giving a logical argument, try to be as reasonable as possible, and it always goes sideways.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, am I autistic? Is something wrong with me? I spent years like trying to expand my vocabulary, trying to expand my my communication skills. And over these recent years, start to find out more and more I was never the problem.
Right.
They just don't like facts.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's basically it. Hey, Philip Jameson, man, you got a few minutes here, man. To left. I wanted to get you in to get a few words in. What would you like to add to this conversation, brother?
Thank you for having me. You know, salute you, salute the chat. You know, you still the best out there, huh? I like to say, man, yeah, it's really crazy, man. This is one of the prime reasons why I don't talk to my mom, my sisters, or my grandma. And what I always tell people when it comes to dating black women, bro, they have this low level, just inept contempt for us that is to the point that even the ones that do fuck with black men still have a hatred for us because they only fucking with us because they got to. And so it's very scary to fuck with any black woman, because at the end of the day, man, you'll have women thinking like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when my brother Blaze just said, you might be wondering like, damn, why I always argue with her? Like it seemed like every day, like I say left, she say right. I say this, she say it's wrong. It seemed like, you know, but that contempt is so heavy with black women. That's what I always try to warn my brothers. Like, I feel like you, Unc. I love black women. I want my kids to look like me. But what you got to realize, it's a lot of women out there. It needs to be the same women. You be like, oh, okay, I feel you, man. I mean, your white husband, like, no, I got a black husband, huh? Well, I feel you, man. I mean, your biracial kids, no, my kids all black, huh? Well, you must got all daughters, right? Oh, no, I got some sons, huh? You walk around saying, fuck, man, I don't like them and all that. It's like, that is crazy, bro. Like, I have never seen or heard anything like that from any race of women, where they just like openly shitting on the niggas that's not only supporting them. Nigga came right on. It was so surprising to me when he said right after her, like, what you talking about? I've been building on this land, and our granddad went to the army for it, literally killed and died for. So,
yeah, I mean, you know, and the thing is, you pointed out something that's very important. Even the black women that have good men in their lives and had good fathers, they still want to divest. So that demonstrates that low level of contempt. This woman said, I would divest if I could, meaning if white men thought I was pretty enough, if I didn't have all these kids, if I wasn't married, I'd be dating a white man too. But because those men that I like didn't like me, I basically settled for my husband that I'm with right now. That's what I read. Anyway, MC Recovery, bro, it's always good to have you here. We got like 30 seconds, man. What you want to say about this conversation. They from my hometown, bro.
Hey, yeah.
Yikes.
South Central, look.
Yeah, but what are your
Peace
thoughts on
squad.
it? We only got about 30 seconds left, bro. What would
The
you like
South
to add
Central
here?
Committee. What I have on this topic, man, I came in during dinner time, and that was just too. I almost couldn't take that delusion, that jealousy, that envy, and all that strife. I was about to change the show, but when God start working through you, Dennis, and it was checkmate.
Yeah, I did my best. I was trying to hold back, and
No,
y'all seen me before. I was
God
doing my
moved
best
you
to
out
just
the way.
hold back. And,
God moved you completely out the way and took over.
yeah, because it's like I can't just let people come on and spew that hate and rhetoric. Because when they talk about black men, not only are they talking about me, they're talking about my sons.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They talking about you. They talk about your sons, your nephews. You understand what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
And like I wanted to be polite to the guests because it took a lot of courage for the woman to come up here and her brother. You know what I mean? Because I see why Kevin Samuel started feeling the way he did towards the end of his life. I'm gonna say that. I see now why he started after talking to these women for 2.5 years. It's like talking to a brick wall. I see now why, he said, well, let me go and get me a fine Latina. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the time and energy to try to rehabilitate. How do you talk to somebody who won't even listen to the facts, who will challenge your facts that you get from the government with their own personal experiences, which may be biased anyway, and then they don't include the experiences of their own father and husband. Like you basing your hatreds or your disdain for black men not towards your father and your husband who've been dedicated men to you, but something your sisters told you. So you hate black men because of something you heard. That tells me the same thing I was trying to bring up to the brother earlier. They don't need a reason to hate us. They hate us and they just giving you a reason why they hate us to justify it. It's that low level of contempt. And a lot of you black men out there, a lot of you old school cats who came up in the 60s and the 70s through that black power movement, and you down with the black people, these are not the same people that we dealing with. And that's what I want to point out to y'all. These are not the group of people that our forefathers had. This is the white man created this modern day group of black folks. And it's just a select few that aren't brainwashed with that. Hell, the white man don't even like what he created in his own woman and his own children. They complaining right now. And so for us to have inherited this, and we inherited the word, we didn't inherit the unity part of white folk culture. You see what I mean? We inherited the destructive chaos part. You see what I mean? It's almost like we put a black face on a European mind, and that's what we've become. And it's destroying us. And our own women hate them men. And like all I can do is this, man. Like I tell y'all, I do this because it's about self-preservation for me. I do this because I know that, at some point it's all going to end bad. And I just need enough time so that I can get myself and my family on the ship. I am not your leader. All I'm doing is beating back the zombies until I can get my ass on the ship. You understand what I'm talking about? And so I'm not going to be here forever. I tell y'all that now. I came back from 2016 from that island paradise that I was living on, and I could have stayed my ass over there, but I came back out of guilt. I'm talking to you guys. I'm involved. I do things, but I'm not going to be here forever. When my sons are gone, I'm more likely I'm out because this culture is destroying us. Now, there's always going to be African people in this country, but their culture is going to be a lot stronger than what we have. You got Africans who are always reinforcing their African culture when they come here. You got Haitians and Jamaicans who are oftentimes reinforcing their culture when they come here. There is no Black America stand. Okay, we're not replenishing ourselves. We're not coming up from the southern border replenishing our culture. It's destitute, it's toxic, is being annihilated. We don't like each other. You heard this woman who's a married woman, married to a black man, had a wonderful father, has a great brother, and she hates black men and won't admit it and won't accept the fact that she hates black men. So ain't nothing you can do with that, man. But anyway, I love you, brothers. God bless y'all, man. I don't know what else to say. I'm tired. This one took a lot out of me, man. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. As Uncle D has always said this time. I'm out.